order to resolve the charges out of New Mexico. And specifically, we're talking out of our Bernalillo County. So Albuquerque, I believe, is where that is. And so just a moment and then we'll be done. Sir, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I've appointed a legal defender, as I said. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a review hearing on the fugitive warrant. It's going to be on the 23rd. That's Tuesday, December 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's going to be in Division LF, sir, in Superior Court. So you'll be back to see me. If you're out of custody, you must come down to Superior Court for that hearing. If you're in custody, sir, you'll be brought to court. We'll talk more at that time. I believe that covers it, sir. You are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, legal defender, that's who's gonna represent you.
Okay. Is this a different bond that I'm in on also?
Yeah, it's simply the one you got yesterday.
Okay.
You might smell.
Okay. Yeah.
But to hear about this, help figure everything out.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep, thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. And I should have prepared for that one. Just reading the roster.
Your Honor,
Yes,
can we do Mr. Macias almost next? I'm still waiting on a Costa.
absolutely, no problem.
So this guy has got that bag peeking safety toxin, so.
Okay, thanks for the heads up.
Macias.
Hi. See, okay,
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
David Ventura Macias Olmos.
All right, Mr. Olmos, Macias Olmos, sir, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that include that you possessed a weapon as a prohibited possessor, you committed aggravated driving under the influence, you unlawfully used a means of transportation, and you committed criminal damage and theft. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to all of these allegations. You have the right to be represented by an attorney as it relates to this case. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. And Mr. Defender proceeded next to you for the purpose of today's hearing. In order to prepare for the hearing, I review the information in the interim complaint, the information in the pretrial services workup, and the state's recommendation, which is a $35,000 cash bond plus release to pretrial services if you post that bond. Mr. Poston, anything further, sir?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
Your Honor, we request that you impose a $10,000 secured bond. According to the pretrial service workup, he's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He has a local address. He's a part-time day laborer. He has an ADOT ID from last year with a local address. For all those reasons, that's why we're requesting a $10,000 bond.
Okay, thank you very much. I am going to impose a $25,000 cash or secured bond. It's not cash only, it's cash or secured. And Sir, I'm ordering that if you do post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, you possess no firearms or weapons. This new case involves an allegation that you possessed a weapon while being a prohibited possessor. You just finished a prison sentence, a parole sentence on a prohibited possessor case. So it seems like that message isn't getting through, sir. So please do not possess any firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol, illegal drugs. Your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on December 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And additionally, sir, if you do post a bond, you find yourself out of custody, you're going to be supervised by pretrial services. So please take care of any monitoring or treatment that they tell you to take care of. And also please stay in contact with your attorney. Sir, one other thing before we conclude, if you do bond out, sir, you find yourself out of custody, you must come back to court. Because if you do not come back to court, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day.
It looks stiff. I'll feel better.
Your Honor, I'm gonna bring in the misdemeanors, and then when Miss Acosta gets here, we can just see her kind of as she gets here.
Sound good?
I think they had something going on in that building where she's coming from.
All good? Oh, Miss Ray? Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Please tell me your name.
Michael Burns.
Burns, this, sir, is your initial appearance. And I'm seeing you on a misdemeanor matter that alleges that you committed one count of assault alleged to be an act of domestic violence. That's alleged to have happened this morning about 12:30 in the morning. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to this allegation. In preparation for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed the file and also taking a look at pretrial services here real quick. So if I release you, sir, are you willing to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim, Joy Hernandez? She appears to be your daughter.
Yes, sir.
Right. And I just say that because her input about whether or not she was okay with contact could not be received before this morning's hearing. So it's possible she could be okay with it, but for now, you can't have any contact with her. If she wants to say that she's okay with contact, that's her choice. That's something that she can express at the next court date, which is going to be in Green Valley Justice Court. It's going to be for an arraignment on the 8th. That's January 8th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork that says all this, sir. But you do have a right to have an attorney, sir. I'm not going to appoint one for you, though, because I'm releasing you on this case. So if you want to go out and hire one, that's certainly your prerogative, sir. But for now, I'm not appointing one. Again, no contact with the alleged victim. Do not go to the alleged victim's residence or place of work. Is that a shared residence? Does your daughter?
Yeah, sir, it's yeah, she was staying with me, sir, at my place because she was homeless. So I let her stay with me, and that's I mean, if I have to stay away, I will stay away, sir.
Yeah.
I'll do what I gotta do. But I mean, I've got animals. I have another daughter there as well. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything with my daughter, obviously, sir.
Is there anyone else that lives at the home besides the two of you?
No, it's my oldest daughter lives with us as well.
Yeah, for now, sir, that's going to be my order. You can get that changed potentially by addressing it in Green Valley Justice Court, and you can probably have that
Can I
hearing.
go there?
You probably have.
Would I be able?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go for it.
Would I be able to go down there and just talk to the G, before the court hearing to see if
Yes,
they deal?
yeah. So you couldn't just do like a walk-in, but you could file a motion and it's super simple. They would be able to help you with this at the courthouse. You could like a handwritten little thing. They have forms that can help you do this. To have the judge address the issue sooner than January 8th. But you just can't like walk in and do it, but you can walk in and ask for a hearing and then they can set the hearing pretty quickly. Does that make sense?
Understood, sir.
Okay, all right. So I am going to release you, sir. Your next court date is at arraignment. It's on January 8th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to order that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs between now and, well, just during the pendency of this case. And then that covers it. Sir, you are excused, other than I must advise you, sir, that if you do not come back to future court dates, then a warrant is issued for your arrest and you could find yourself back in custody, sir. Okay? You're set. You're good to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, Ms. Acosta has arrived. If we can see her next, please.
Yes, we can.
Outside, let's have the voice.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Acosta.
All right, just a moment.
Huh?
So, Mr. Costa, I'm seeing you on a few matters, all of which are out of Tucson City Court. However, it looks like you may also have another matter that is out of Superior Court that relates to a failure to appear issue. You're being held on a $1,000 bond on that matter. I'm not dealing with that today. I'm just going to talk about the city court stuff.
Okay.
So as it relates to these city court cases we're going to talk about, ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about them could be used against you. And so as it relates to this, just a moment. And then Yolanda. Is it January? Okay, so just had a chance to get a little more information on this. So, Ms. Costa, I'm seeing you on a failure to appear that relates to a charge of criminal trespass in the first degree and possession of drug paraphernalia. As I think I said, you do have the right to remain silent. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you during the pendency of the case. I'm going to appoint the city public defender to represent you, ma'am. We're going to consolidate this matter with a couple other city court cases that you also have that are set for a non-transport review hearing on January 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning that due. I'm going to impose it's going to be a $250 bond on this. It's going to be cash or secured. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to release you on this case. However, you are being held on that other matter. So you're not getting out most likely, and unless you post a bond on the felony. But I'm going to release you on these misdemeanor matters. So,
Can I have the date for the felony?
just a second. You will probably be seen. I may not be able to get you that. One moment. So you're the next court date on the felony. It looks like you were seen on that for an arraignment, and that arraignment happened on Monday, on December 15th. You're being held on a $1,000 bond on that. The next court date is in front of Judge Fell in Superior Court, and that's on January 22nd of 2026. So if you don't post that bond by then, you'll still be in custody. But talk to your attorney on that, because they may be able to file a motion to see if your bond can be reduced, if that's something that you're interested in. Your attorney on the attorney on the felony matter, her name is Stephanie Ryan. She's with the Legal Defender's Office. So in any event, that takes care of it, ma'am. And so really important that you come back to court at city court and also in Superior Court for your next court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Also, as it relates to the city court misdemeanor that we're talking about, this is also the time set for your arraignment, ma'am. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. As I said earlier, you're presumed innocent. Or actually, I haven't said that. you are presumed innocent. If you fail to appear at future hearings, ma'am, trial in this case could go forward in your absence. And if you were convicted at that trial, couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You are excused.
Thank you.
Lopez.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Jaime Lopez.
All right, Mr. Lopez, I am seeing you on a couple matters that allege that you committed shoplifting that appears to have happened at 260 West Continental. And so, sir, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to these allegations. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. I am not going to appoint an attorney to represent you because I am going to release you on this matter, sir. But give me just a second. So if I release you, sir, you're willing to not go back to that Safeway that's at down there in Green Valley?
Yeah.
All right. In light of that, sir, I am going to release you on your promise to appear in this case, sir. And so your next court date is going to be a case management conference. That's going to be on January 8th, 2026 at 8:30 in the morning in Green Valley Justice Court. And so, sir, putting on here, do not return to the incident location. You told me you're good with that, so please don't go back there. Also important that you come back to your next court date, sir, because if you don't come back to that next court date, a warrant will issue for your arrest and you will find yourself back in custody. Do you have any questions, sir?
If I can't, if it's to make a schedule to, is this the only courthouse that I would be able to appear at that court at?
Yes, but you can file a motion. So basically, if you call Green Valley Justice Court, you can potentially appear for that hearing telephonically. Potentially, I'm not telling you can. You can ask, and they may let you do that if you're not able to be there in person. But that's something you'd have to take up with Green Valley Justice Court. So they have a website. You could probably get a phone number from them. There's ways you can investigate that, but unless they tell you otherwise, you must be there on January 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Please tell me your name.
Melissa Joe Diaz.
All right, Ms. Diaz, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on charges that allege that you committed 4 different misdemeanor crimes that are all alleged to be acts of domestic violence, specifically 3 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 count of criminal damage. This is alleged to have happened in mid-November on November 17th, a little before 7 p.m. So you have the right to remain silent as it relates to all these allegations, ma'am. You also have the right to have an attorney represent you on this. However, I am not going to appoint one because I'm going to release you so long as you tell me that you're willing to follow certain conditions. Give me just a moment. Okay. The court is going to order that you commit no further acts of domestic violence and that you not consume or possess any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs.
Yes, sir.
In just a second here. So your next hearing is going to be in front of Judge Million. It's going to be a Tuesday city court, and it's going to be on January 20th, 2026 at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to get paperwork that says this.
Okay.
Come back to that hearing, ma'am. If you don't come back to that hearing, a warrant will issue for your arrest. So you're being released. Consumer possession of alcoholic beverages, illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence. One final thing before we conclude. I told you that a warrant could issue for your arrest. This is also the time for, if you don't show up to future hearings, it's also the time set for your arraignment on this matter. And so you're going to be presumed innocent, ma'am, and I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. I told you about failing to appear and how that could lead to a warrant. It could also mean that you're convicted in your absence. There could be a trial that happens without you being present. You could be convicted at that trial. And if you were convicted at that trial, couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes,
All right. Thank you very much. You are excused.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Gonzalez Hernandez.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Please tell me your name.
Adrian Miguel Gonzalez Hernandez.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Hernandez, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you failed to comply with a court order. You committed criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. And you committed disorderly conduct, all of which are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You, sir, have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. So I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir. It's going to be the city public defender. And so I'm also going to hold you, sir, on a $1,000 cash as secured bond. Your next court date is going to be in front of Judge Million. That's going to be on December 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm additionally ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence. You possess no firearms or weapons. You have no contact of any kind with Monique Verdugo, who's the alleged victim. Do not go to Miss Verdugo's residence or the incident location. Also, do not go back to her place of work. And so if you need to go back, is that a shared residence, sir?
Yeah,
Okay. So if you do post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, sir.
of course.
You may go back one time with law enforcement to retrieve your belongings. There's a process to do that. The jail may have more information on that. The Tucson Police Department certainly has more information on that. So if you contact them, either by going to one of their substations or calling their non-emergency line, they should be able to get you more information on how you would go back there and get your stuff. Basically, you just need a law enforcement escort. So I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir. Your next court date again is on December 30th. You'll get paperwork that says all of this. And then one final thing before we conclude, sir. If you don't come back to your future court date, not only could a warrant get issued for your arrest, but trial could go forward in your absence if you were convicted of that trial and you couldn't be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction. You could lose your ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
Thank you, sir.
Paredes.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
John Renaud Paderes.
All right, this is your initial appearance, sir. You have been charged with 2 counts, one of which is disorderly conduct, the other is criminal damage. Both are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to these allegations. Anything you say about the case could be used against you. You're presumed innocent. And so, sir, if I release you, are you willing to follow some conditions I give you?
Yes.
All right. So the main condition you're going to be ordered to follow is going to be to commit no further acts of domestic violence. Give me just a moment. Okay, and so the victim, Miss Meza, is indicating that she's okay with you returning to the residence and that she's okay with further contact, does not object to your release. So that's all good. So I'm just going to leave it at the commit no acts of domestic violence. Also, please do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. So I'm going to release you on your promise to appear, sir. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment in front of Judge Million. That's going to be on January 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to get paperwork that says this. It'll be at Tucson City Court. And so please come back for that court date, sir. If you don't come back, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you could find yourself back in custody. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Brian Graham.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Yeah.
Mr. Graham, this is your initial appearance, sir. I am seeing you on a charge that alleged you committed theft and then possession of prescription-only drugs. You, sir, are presumed innocent of these charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these charges could be used against you. And so, just a moment here. Sir, if I release you on this charge, are you willing and able to get back to salary to municipal court for your next court date, which will be on February 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to release you on this matter. You're going to get paperwork that has your next court date and so forth on it. It's going to be on February 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That's going to be in salary to municipal court. And so, sir, I'm going to order that you not go back to the incident location where this theft is alleged to have happened. And because I am not holding you in custody, I'm not going to appoint an attorney, sir. However, you have the right to go hire one if you want. And so that takes care of it, sir. You are excused.
Thank you.
Elvin's coming. Don Allen.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
John Travis Allen.
All right, Mr. Allen. This is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on one charge, a felony allegation alleging that you committed aggravated assault, deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, with that offense being alleged to be an act of domestic violence. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to this allegation. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. And to that end, I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Mr. Defendants is seated to your left. He's going to help you this morning for today's sake. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information in the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial services, and the state's recommendation, which is that you be held on a $10,000 bond plus release the pre-bond. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
Honor, I asked that you release him to pretrial services. He scored level 1, violent on the assessment scale. No prior felonies, no prior DV arrests, no prior failure to appears. The alleged victim in this case was also arrested in this matter, and she's in custody. Apparently, they do have a shared residence together. My client has lived in Tucson for 31 years. He's employed as a barber. That was verified by the alleged victim as well. For all those reasons, we're asking for pretrial.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a moment. Okay, Mr. Allen, I'm going to hold you on a $5,000 cash secured bond. If you post that bond, sir, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. And so some really important conditions I want to talk to you about right now. First of all, that you may possess no weapons at all. Do you understand that? No firearms, no weapons, no nothing.
Yeah.
All right. And also you may consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no further acts of domestic violence, and have no contact with the alleged victim. And because you have a shared residence, I'm assuming you and Miss Allen live in the same residence. Is that correct?
It's my understanding that she lives with her mom.
Got it. Okay. So as long as you have, so what I'm going to put is that you may not go back to the victim's residence or place of work. So what that means is that if she goes to with mom and you are not at that location, then everything's, copacetic. But so it's a $5,000 cash secured bond, sir, pretrial if you post that. Your next court date's going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on December 29th. And that's Monday, December 29th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney because they can keep you posted on, what's going on with all that. Have no contact with the alleged victims. I told you about no firearms, weapons, no alcohol, no illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence. And so that covers it, sir, other than to let you know that it's important that you come back to your future court dates, because if you don't do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you could find yourself back in custody. All right, sir, you're excused.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Kind of works on my before something, but yes. She wants it. So she says, just be not on I just do my phone. I don't want her around the house. So yeah, sure. Your Honor, I'm not sure if you're willing to allow this, but according to the pretrial service workup, the alleged victim is my client's wife. She does want contact with my client. My client doesn't want to have any physical contact with her, but would like the opportunity to have verbal contact with her over the phone if the court would allow it. Just wanted to make the record.
I'm okay with that. I'll put that in the conditions down here that that telephonic contact is okay, but only telephonic contact. No in-person contact, no nothing beyond telephonic contact. But clearly if you're presumed innocent, these allegations are merely allegations, but it was a pretty volatile situation if it's in fact true. So really important that you possess no firearms and you keep your distance from one another.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Honor. See, return and call that. Okay, probably us tomorrow or next. Oh, so just give them a call after I get my check in. Well, if you can bond yourself out, yeah, give them a call. But if you can't bond yourself out, they'll probably be here this week. So,
So it's like 10%, or is it like 2%?
for secured, it's 10%, 5K.
So it'd be $5.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Mojito? No, that's our product. That's it.
Good morning, sir.
Oh,
Could you please tell me your name?
Robert McKeewood.
All right. And so, sir, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges that include aggravated assault, deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, possession of a narcotic drug, and criminal damage. You, sir, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to all of these allegations. You're presumed innocent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, sir. I am going to appoint the Pima County legal advocate to represent you, sir, during the pendency of this case. In order to prepare for this hearing, I did review the information supplied by pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that I hold you without bond pursuant to Article 2, Section 22 of the Arizona Constitution. And so, Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Diffenderfer.
Nothing, Your Honor, aside from just wanting the court dates on all those.
Sure. So, sir, the court is going to hold you without bond. There's a rule, there's a law that says that if you commit a new felony offense while you're out on release for an old felony offense, then you shall be held without bond. You have the right to have that challenged, though. We just don't do it right now. You're going to have a hearing set next week. It's called a no bond hearing. That's going to be on Tuesday, the 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's Tuesday, the 23rd, 1:30 in the afternoon. And that'll be the hearing where the issue of whether or not you remain held without bond gets addressed more thoroughly. Your preliminary hearing is going to be set on December 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And so, sir, if you do find yourself out of custody, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, do not go back to the incident locations, have no contact with the alleged victims. And I believe that covers it, sir, other than to advise you that you must come back to future court dates. If you find yourself out of custody somehow, sir, you got to come back, because if you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Already got it. Already got it. You want outside. So it's okay. Or if you contact us, figure out. Hey, no.
Okay. 41. That's all we run for this.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your name?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you please tell me your name?
Vanessa Allen?
All right, Ms. Allen, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on a couple felony charges. There are 2 counts of aggravated assault. And so you, ma'am, have the right to remain silent as it relates to these allegations. Anything you say about the case will be used against you, or could be used against you. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, but because you do have the right to have an attorney, I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, ma'am. In order to prepare for this hearing, I'll review the information in the interim complaint, the information in pretrial services, and the state's bond recommendation, which is $7,500, plus a release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
Your Honor, I would ask that you release her to the supervision of pretrial services. She does have a local address verified by Mr. Allen a few hearings ago. She has A.ID. She only has 1 prior DUI felony from 2005. No FTAs in the past 2 years. According to the interim complaint, it appears that she may have been under the influence at the time. And that she kicked a police officer and spat towards another one. For all those reasons, we're asking for pretrial release.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Allen, I am going to hold you on a $2,500 cash secured bond. If you post that bond, ma'am, you find yourself out of custody, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And additionally, I'm adding the condition that you have no in-person contact with Travis Allen. He, when I saw him earlier, indicated that, well, there was a request for telephonic contact between you and him, at least that being a possibility. That is fine. No in-person contact with Travis Allen, though. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I may, you're probably aware of this. I wasn't at first, but she's not accused of any crimes as it relates to Mr. Allen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess the question is if I even have authority to restrict the contact as it relates to Mr. Allen. Give me just a moment.
We're married, like that's hard.
You can still do that if under certain circumstances.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that order for now. And if somebody, a different judge thinks that I messed that up, then they can change it later. So basically no in-person contact with Mr. Allen. You may have telephonic contact with him. Do not have any contact with the victims of the alleged aggravated assault. You probably wouldn't have any reason to do that, but just FYI. And so it's a $2,500 cash secured bond. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on December 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I've got to talk to you about a city court matter real quick, and then you'll be on your way. So I'm seeing on a ma'am, I'm also seeing on a matter out of Tucson City Court. It's relates to a petition to revoke probation on a city court matter. It looks like you have a probation violation warrant out of Tucson City Court. And so just a moment. So it looks like, ma'am, you may have been found guilty of a driving under the influence allegation in March of 2024, that you were placed on probation for 24 months, and that you agreed to follow some conditions in association with that, and that somehow, some way you violated those conditions. And specifically, it looks like you may not have completed your DUI education and treatment or the MAD victim impact panel. You're presumed innocent as it relates to these allegations as well. I'm just reading you what the allegations are. So I'm going to hold you on the city court matter on a $500 bond. And your next court date on that is going to be a video review. And that's going to be on December 26th at 1:45 in the afternoon. So if you post bond, ma'am, you must come back to court at that time. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. Again, possess no alcohol or illegal drugs. And that next court date is going to be in front of Judge Maldonado. And so I believe that that covers it. I am no relates to the misdemeanor matter. Yeah, I'm also going to enter denials as it relates to allegations in this petition to revoke probation. I did tell you were presumed innocent in them, but I should also enter denials on your behalf. So you'll talk more about that with a city court judge on the 26th, whether you're in or out of custody. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Really important that you come back to court, whether it's city court or superior court, as these court dates occur. Because if you don't, a warrant will issue for arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
And Judge, can you just repeat the city court date?
Yes, it's on December 26th at 1:45 in the afternoon in front of Judge. Yeah, no problem. Judge Maldonado. Okay. And if you're actually, ma'am, one correction on this, we'll make sure that your paperwork states this. But if you're out of custody, so if you post that bond, then your out of custody date will be on the 29th. So if you're in custody, you'll be seen in city court on the 26th. If you're out of custody, it'll be the Monday after, and that would be when you'd need to come down to court. All right.
At the same time, Your Honor?
9 a.m. for the latter, the 29th.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna stay in jail until these dates, because I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Your attorney should be in contact soon. Okay.
all right.
No problem.
Juanito.
So
Afternoon, sir.
No.
Just a moment, I'll be right with you, sir. Sir, could you please tell me your name?
Juanito Rico Delgado.
All right, Mr. Delgado. Just a moment, sir. This is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on allegations that you committed, that you possessed a narcotic drug for sale, you possessed a drug paraphernalia, and then additionally, that you just possess a narcotic drug, but not for sale. Sir, you're presumed innocent as it relates to all of these allegations. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these allegations could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, sir. I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you. Mr. Diffender, seated to your left. He's going to help you out today for the purpose of this hearing. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information for pretrial services, the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is $7,500 plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
Your Honor, I'm asking that you release from the supervision of pretrial services. No victims in this for these charges. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He has an address. He may live with his mother. Who can provide transportation to and from court. This was all verified by his mom. If you're not willing to do that, Your Honor, we're asking that you impose a nominal bond.
Thank you. Just a moment. All right, sir, I am willing to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, but there's some important conditions that I need you to follow. First of all, you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And so that will cover it. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on January 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to get paperwork that says this, but the public defender is appointed, sir. Really important that you come back to that future court date, sir, because if you do not do that, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Also, just as a heads up, if while you're on release, sir, you commit new felony offenses, that could dramatically escalate the sort of consequences that you're facing, and the fact that, you know, you would probably not get out of custody in that situation. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah, I do.
All right, thanks. You're excused.
Thank you.
Okay. Can't get a hold of the first time you try it.
Okay.
Thank you, God.
Oh.
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Please tell me your name.
Okay, just connected.
All right. Mr. Escalante, I'm seeing you this morning at what's called your initial appearance, and I'm seeing you on charges that'll let you possess a narcotic drug for sale, that you possess a narcotic drug, and that you also possess drug paraphernalia. And so give me just a moment here. So, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, sir, and that attorney is going to be the Pima County Public Defender. And in order to prepare for this hearing, first of all, you got Mr. Diffender seated to your left. He's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. But in order to prepare today, I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services, and the state's recommendation, which is $7,500 plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Diffender.
Your Honor, I'm asking that you release him to the supervision of pretrial services. No alleged victims in this case, lifelong resident, ADOT records shown with the ID from 2020 and a local address. All of his priors are local. Only one failure to appear in the past 2 years. According to the interim complaint, Mr. Escalante sold 6 pills in exchange for $10. Even if these allegations are true, appears that it's very low level sales activity.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I am going to hold you on a $1,500 bond, 1500 cash and secured bond. If you post that bond, sir, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. The court does note that you are a 6 out of 6 on the new criminal activity scale and a 5 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. Your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing that's going to be on December 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I might have said this, but if you may possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and the public defender is your attorney. If you do bond out, sir, you're going to be supervised by pretrial services, or if you get released under any scenario, you're going to be released by pretrial. Really important that you come back to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir? Is that a yes? All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You are excused.
Let's see it.
Final?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Linda Ivano.
All right, Ms. Ivano, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges that allege that you committed theft of means of transportation. And so you are presumed innocent as it relates to that charge. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about the case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint to the Pima County public defender to represent you. Mr. Diffenderfer, seated to your left. He's going to help you out this morning. And in order to prepare for this hearing, I've reviewed the interim complaint, the information from pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is a $3,500 bond plus release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
If I may just have one moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, she scored level 1 nonviolent on the scale in this case. She has 4 dependents. She's a lifelong resident, verified by her mom. She's employed, verified by her mom. She has her address with her mom. Her mom's willing to assume third-party custody and transportation to and from court dates, and she has no priors. For all those reasons, we're asking that you release her to supervision of pretrial services.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do, ma'am. You are going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. And so please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they recommend that you do. And your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on January 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Court's ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you have no contact with the alleged victims. And that covers it, other than to advise you, ma'am, that you must come back to that to future court dates, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You are excused.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your name?
Dr. Lee Fox.
All right, Mr. Fox, just a moment. I am seeing you on a couple allegations that allege that you possessed a narcotic drug, that you possess drug paraphernalia. And sir, you are presumed innocent of those charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you. Mr. Diffenderfer, seated to your left, he's going to help you out this morning. In order to prepare for this hearing, I review the information in the interim complaint, reviewed the pretrial info, and then the state's recommendation, which is released to pretrial services, with a steps hearing being set. Anything further, Mr. Post?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Diffenderfer.
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, Mr. Fox. However, I want to talk to you about a couple things real quick, and then we can call it a day. So, sir, it looks like you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so STEPS is a pretty good deal in the sense that it's a program that is designed to help people that may need some support as it relates to a substance abuse problem. And maybe you need that, maybe you don't. But you might. So in any event, the program's great in the sense that you get a little bit of support. And if you take care of what the program asks of you, then the charges could be dismissed and the entire case goes away. Is that something that you're interested in exploring, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So then what we're going to do then is that your next court date is going to be called a steps hearing. That's going to be on December 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So I know that's the day after Christmas, but please come down to Superior Court on the 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning, sir. It'll be at Superior Court downtown. Yeah, come on down because you can learn more about the STEPS program. There's a, treatment provider in the courtroom and so forth. So it's a really good deal. And come on back then because you'll learn more about STEPS and you can enter the program assuming that you're eligible for it. And so if you do not appear at that court date or future court date, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
I do.
The court's additionally going to order that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and you possess no firearms or weapons during the pendency of this case. But for now, sir, you are being released to pretrial. So have a good day and take care.
Thank you.
And that's on the 3rd floor in front of Your Honor, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's actually, well, I'm sorry, on the 26th, normally it's on the 3rd floor, but on the 26th, Judge Ortiz will be covering them to my knowledge. So it's going to be on the 8th floor in courtroom 802. That's where it should be. But sir, if you come on down to court that morning, there will be a big video board that has everybody's names on it that has a hearing. Just make sure that you look at that and confirm which floor the hearing's going to be on. Things get a little strange around the holidays because the people are in and people are out. So just check the video board, but I bet it's going to be on the 8th floor in courtroom 802. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day.
Says. Trust.
Actual.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Diane Hatchell.
All right, Ms. Hatchell, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege that you possessed a dangerous drug and then you possess drug paraphernalia. So you are presumed innocent of those allegations. And you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about the case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and it's going to be the Pima County Public Defender who will be representing you. Mr. Defender, proceeded to your left. He's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information in the interim complaint, the information from pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is released to pretrial services plus a steps court hearing. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderfer?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Hatchell, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. So please comply with any monitoring or treatment that they tell you to comply with. Your next court date, well, let me come back to that. So one thing that is good about you may be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so what STEPS is it's a program that is geared towards folks that may be in need of some support as it relates to a substance abuse problem. And so what's great about that is that if you're eligible for STEPS and you do what the program tells you to do, then the entire case could be dismissed. You never get indicted. You don't have a felony on your record. Is that something that you're interested in pursuing?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do then is we're gonna set your next court date. It's gonna be a STEPS hearing, and that's gonna be on next Friday, the 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's probably gonna be on the 8th floor at Superior Court downtown in front of Judge Ortiz. But once you get to the courthouse, just check the video board and you should be able to see up there, confirm which courtroom it's in, but it's probably gonna be on the 8th floor next Friday. And so please come back to that hearing, because if you don't come back to that hearing, you could lose the ability to participate in the STEPS program. And then also you could be facing a warrant for your arrest. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be after that on January 7th at 1:30. And so that's just the date where you, actually, just a second. Date for STEPS.
Yeah. Say it again.
Release.
Release to pretrial, yeah.
So wait time on the PH date, Mr. Devendorfer?
Yes.
Okay, all right, sorry about that. So the preliminary hearing date is going to be on February 2nd at 1:30. And so that's just, your attorney can tell you more about that. The big court date that you need to have front of mind, ma'am, is next Friday at 9 o'clock on the 8th floor. And it's that STEPS hearing. Okay, and so please come back to your future court dates, because if you don't do that, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. But I am going to release you to pretrial, so you should be released from the jail pretty soon here, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
She's really legal. She's a very okay. Get out. Sure. The phone. This hearing, there's a possibility to solve all this without making a motion. Good luck to you.
And Mr. Diffenderfer, I didn't ask you this for Mr. Fox, but are you willing to waive time to get that PH date to February 2nd for him too?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Can you please tell me your name?
Robert Canute?
Okay, so is Mr. Canute?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Canute. So this is your initial appearance. I had a chance to review the interim complaint that was supplied in this matter. I did not find that there's any probable cause. So I am going to release you, sir, on your own recognizance on this case. That doesn't mean that the case is going away forever. It is possible that you could be getting charged in this case. However, I'm releasing you today because I found that there was no probable cause. And so well, just a second. Got it. So, right. So I am going to set a preliminary hearing date, and that's going to be on January 7th, 2026. It's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. And you are going to be represented by the public defender, sir. And so a couple other things. So you do have the right to remain silent as it relates to these allegations. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. And I said that the public defender is going to represent you. So that's the attorney that you got in this case. And so because I'm releasing you, there's really not a whole lot more to say, sir, other than that it's important that you come back for future court dates if you have future court dates, because a warrant will be issued for your arrest if you do not come back to court. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I have one more question.
You may want to ask Mr. Diffenderfer. I'm happy to take it, but just clear it with him first.
1 second. Your
Yeah.
Honor. Okay, Your Honor. We're ready to, if you have anything else
No, that's it.
for this.
That's it, sir. You are excused, sir. And please just stay in contact with your attorney. They can let you know if something comes down the pike. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Take care. Yep.
You're gonna get up. Yeah, I can't answer that for you right now. She may get out, she may not get out. But contact your attorney, okay? Judge needs to call the next case.
With this being
So much I could do about it. What's it to? Okay, go.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Please tell me your name.
Michelle Malone.
So, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on a couple charges. One is possession of a narcotic direct for sale. The other is possession of direct paraphernalia. You are presumed innocent of these charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these charges could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County legal defender to represent you. Mr. Diffenderfer, seated to your left. He's going to help you out for the purpose of this morning's hearing. And so I've reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the state's recommendation, and the interim complaint. Looks like the state's recommending $5,000 plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further, sir?
No, Judge.
Mr. Diffenderper.
Your Honor, I ask that you release her to supervision of pretrial services. She scored level 2 nonviolent on the scale. No alleged victims in this case. ADOP records indicate she has a local Tucson address, and she states that she's been in Tucson for 5 years, and she also has an address. She has 2 out-of-state priors, but they were I believe they're non-violent and didn't involve victims. I believe they didn't involve victims, and no FTAs in the past 2 years. So for all those reasons, we're asking for a release to pretrial.
Okay, Ms. Lalonde, I am willing to release you to supervision of pretrial services, but under these conditions, that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. A legal defender is going to represent you, ma'am. And your next court date's a preliminary hearing on January 7th, 1:30 in the afternoon. One important thing to remember, ma'am, and for me to tell you right now, is that you must come back to any future court dates, because if you do not come back to future court dates, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You will find yourself back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Sales charges. So it is personal, and you talk to your attorney about the VA. That's the call down. That report. State gets about that. When do I call in?
Salvador.
Good morning, sir.
All right, Your Honor.
Could you please tell me your name?
Salvador Lina.
All right, Mr. Lena, and this is your initial appearance, sir. You've been arrested on 2 charges, one of which alleges that you possess a narcotic drug. The other alleges that you possess drug paraphernalia. So, sir, you are presumed innocent of those charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about the case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Diffenderper seated to your left. However, I'm going to appoint the public defender, Pima County Public Defender, to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information from pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is that you be released to pretrial services and that we set a steps court hearing. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Diffenderper?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Leinen, I am going to release you, sir, to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to talk with you about a couple things here real quick. So one of the things that is that it appears you may be eligible for is a program called STEPS. So STEPS is a great program in the sense that it, on one hand, provides folks that you could use a little bit of support as it relates to a substance abuse problem with some help, some treatment, things like that. And in exchange for that, if you complete the treatment and you do what is asked of you, then the entire case gets dismissed. You don't get indicted. You don't have a felony on your record. Looks like you may be eligible for that, sir. Are you interested in pursuing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to set your next court date. It's going to be a STEPS court hearing, and that's going to be on Friday, December 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's Friday, December 26th, 9 o'clock. It's going to be in Pima County Superior Court downtown, probably on the 8th floor in front of Judge Ortiz. Now, it's important that you come down to court on that day and that you come to that hearing, because you'll learn more about the STEPS program. And if you want to do it, you can have the opportunity to start it up at that time. It's also important that you do that, because if you don't come, you could lose the ability to participate in STEPS and you could have a warrant issued for your arrest. So do you understand all this, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, order that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to release you to pretrial services, sir. And so just important that you come back to court and that you really come to that STEPS hearing. That's a good opportunity for you, sir. So please come on down next Friday, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, maybe you addressed it already, but we're willing
Oh, wait,
after
plan.
that.
Yeah, thank you. I keep forgetting to do that. I appreciate the reminder on that. So thank you for the time waiver on that. The new PH date is going to be February 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So like the judge said, for what they go to this, it's a good opportunity. Okay.
Smith. Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Could you please tell me your name?
Jennifer Smith.
All right, Smith. This is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a charge that alleged that you committed theft or embezzlement of a property, to it, a motor vehicle. You have the right to remain silent, ma'am. Anything you say about this could be used against you. You're presumed innocent of these charges. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during the pendency of this case. I am going to be appointing the Pima County legal defender to represent you. Mr. Diffenderfer, seated to your left. He's going to help you out this morning for the purpose of today's hearing. In order to prep for the hearing, I reviewed the info from pretrial services, the info in the interim complaint and the state's recommendation, which is $1,100 bond plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Diffenderfer.
Your Honor, we're asking that you release her to pretrial. She scored level 3 nonviolent on the risk scale. No prior felonies, 8 years in Arizona, has an address in Arivaca. She's employed. It's all reported by her. This was the U-Haul case that I believe you're familiar with. For all those reasons, we're asking release to pretrial.
All right, so Ms. Smith, I am willing to release you to pretrial services, but it may be a bit of a close call. I say that because you appear to be a 5 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. So what that tells me is that you may have some history in your past of not coming to court when you need to come to court. So I am going to take a chance on you and release you here, but it's really important that you come back to your future court dates. Are you willing to do that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on January 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the legal defender's office because they can keep you in the loop as to what's going on. You're going to be ordered to possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I believe that covers it. Thank you very much. Other than, I'll let you know that if you don't come back, ma'am, a warrant could issue for your arrest, okay? Have
Yes, sir.
a good day.
Thank you.
You gotta go to pretrial. Okay. There's that contact thing. And just contact them when you get out, and then you're with the legal defender. Okay. Sorry, I ran out of the last English. And their number, that's just good. And their number is 52072 5775. Your next court date is the following hearing, okay, at this address. Okay. So we get out, call them, and then call the legal defender. They probably won't get your case until this evening or tomorrow. So you can't get it today, call them tomorrow, but call them today. Okay, look to you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning,
Please tell me your name.
Sarah Sullivan.
All right, Ms. Sullivan, I'm seeing you on a few different matters. The first is a felony allegation that alleges that you committed possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and then possession of drug paraphernalia. These are acts that, well, the offense date on that is May 11th of 2025, so it happened a little over 6 months ago. You, ma'am, are presumed innocent of that allegation. You have the right to remain silent as it relates to that allegation. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and that is going to be the Pima County Public Defender will be your attorney on this matter, ma'am. In order to prepare for this hearing, I'm also seeing you on a variety of other matters we're going to talk about soon. They're all relate to failures to appear, except for one case, a bunch of failures to appear at a Tucson City Court, and then also a failure to appear at a justice court on the driving under the influence allegation. looks like you may have new charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and criminal trespass in the 3rd degree that may have happened this morning. So first things first, we're going to start with a felony. In order to prep for that, I review the info from pretrial services and the state's recommendation, which is an $1,100 bond, plus the release of pretrial if that's posted. Mr. Posted, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Defendant?
Your Honor, we're asking that you give her another chance and release her to pretrial. It looks like this is a simple possession case. As you indicated, she missed her arraignment. A notice was sent to an address about the arraignment, I believe a couple months after she was arrested. And prior to that notice of arraignment, she had been in contact with pretrial. She's homeless, so I'm guessing that's why she didn't get the notice of the arraignment. And she indicated that to pretrial as well, that she didn't know about the arraignment or warrant in this matter. No victims in the case. She's been in Tucson for 6 years. She has ADOT, ID, and no priors.
Okay, thank you very much. I am going to hold you, ma'am, on an $1,100 cash secured bond. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment. It's going to be on the 26th, Friday, the 26th at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be in Pima County Superior Court. If you post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, ma'am, you must come back to court for that arraignment. Otherwise, a warrant will issue for your arrest. I'm going to additionally order that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then if you post that bond, you will be supervised by pretrial services. And so that takes care of the felony matter. Now we're going to move on to the matter out of Pima County Justice Court. This alleges that you failed to appear in relation to a driving under the influence case. And so on that case, I am going to set this for a pretrial hearing in front of Judge Cornejo, and that's going to be at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And I'm appointing an attorney. His name is John Illis to represent you. His information will be on the paperwork that you get. I'm going to order that you do not drive without a valid license, and then you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. On that case, I'm going to hold you on a $250 bond, be a cash or secured bond. And so that takes care of that. And then on these city matters, I'm seeing you on, like I said, a variety of failures to appear that include multiple counts of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, and multiple counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. Then you're here on new charges that allege criminal trespass in the 3rd degree and false report, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On that case, I'm going to hold you on a $250 bond as well. And then if you post that bond, well, you're going to be ordered to possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And it's important that you come back to court if you do find yourself out of custody. Your next court date is going to be a video review on the city court matters. And that's going to be on December 26th at 1, well, just a second. The video review is what can I do about it?
He's not one of their bones.
Say it again.
You can't drop the other bones off of there. They've already been paid.
So your next court date on the city court matter is going to be on December 26th at 1:45 in the afternoon. It's going to be in front of Judge Hale. And yes, I know that this hearing is 15 minutes after your arraignment in Superior Court. And so I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. And at a minimum, the attorney can be there for that hearing on your behalf and address the judge as necessary. So I believe that that covers it, other than, well, one last thing. So this is also the time set for your arraignment as it relates to these matters. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. A couple things. So first of all, it's important that you come back to court, because if you don't do that, not only could a warrant issue for your arrest, which I've said before, but you could also be convicted in your absence. You could have a trial without you even being there. And if you're convicted at that trial, couldn't be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You are excused. I didn't note that the holds
Good
felony. Thank you.
luck to you.
So I'm gonna take him here until when?
At least until
My partner,
One
part of my
fifth.
issues, my partner's a bilateral amputee, and I'm just scared of him. It's hard for me to get where I need to go when I'm taking care of him.
it's unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. But if you can try calling your public defender either later today or tomorrow. They may be able to help you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that looks up.
There we go. And I believe that that's it.
That's it, Your Honor.
All righty.